Hi everyone, this video is about law of attraction and trusting your feelings. I make 3 videos a week, one on Monday about a concept, one on Wednesday about an exercise to practice that concept, and one on Friday about any difficulties that you might have had and how you can work through those difficulties. So this video is about an exercise you can do to practice trusting how you feel when using the law of attraction and working consciously with that to create more of what you want in your life. So I'm going to talk about 3 concepts again for this exercise. The first one is you need to start with little things. If trusting your feelings is new to you, start with things that don't really matter. Don't start with who you want to be in a relationship with for the rest of your life or what job you want to have for the rest of your life. Don't make things that big. Start instead with, should I go for coffee with this person? Should I invite this person to this activity? Or should I invite this other person? Choose little decisions that are fun, and you can practice trusting yourself more, take more of a risk on trusting yourself because the outcome isn't really that important to you anyway. So this should be a playground type of feeling, and it should feel like fun little experiments that you are doing to experiment with energy and the law of attraction and this energy work. Concept number 2. This is really important, and if you're not used to it, it will be new to you. Make a note of how you feel, especially when you first hear something. So let's say you're practicing whether you should say yes or no to different invitations, and your friend calls for coffee, and they call and say, hey, do you want to go out on Tuesday? Make a note of how that feels to you as soon as they say it. Try to feel, a lot of people try to feel physically in their body, in their heart or their chest area or their stomach area. Often you will either get this feeling of sort of freedom and flowing and moving forward, or a sort of tensing up. So make a note of how that feels to you. And then make a note of how the alternative feels to you. So let's say that it doesn't feel good right now. That is important in listening to your feelings. So many people work only intellectually, mentally, thinking things out, and that can be very useful when you're doing certain tasks. The problem with the mind is it can only give you information based on what it knew in the past and your experiences from the past. If you're working with Source, you're getting information that is real time. Source will tell you now, is a meeting good for you now or in the future, because Source is connected to so many other things that it can look through time and see that kind of information that your mind cannot see. So you're playing in a much larger field now. So learning how to focus on how you feel may be new, but try it out. Concept number 3 is, well, actually I'm going to throw in 4 concepts. Number 3 is try and make your decision when you feel good. You may at one point think, yeah, that's a good decision, and another point think, no, that's not such a good decision. If that is happening, wait for a time that you feel really good, because that means you're more connected to Source and you will hear information from Source more clearly. And when you are in that state of feeling good, make a note of how you feel about your decision in that state, because that will give you the best information. So concept number 4 is act on what makes you feel better and make a note of how that turns out. I can't tell you how many times I've turned down an invitation, not knowing why. Mentally it sounded good, but something about it didn't feel right. And later I found out either, oh, I've forgotten I already scheduled something then, or something else comes up that's important or exciting and interesting, and then later it's clear that this other thing would be a much better use of my time than the first thing. But I had to trust myself to realize that and to work with that. So this exercise is all about learning to trust yourself. The most important thing is practice on little things and be aware of how it turns out, and make up a little library in your mind of your experiences. Hope you have fun with this, and thanks for being here.